named Phil. He's talked about going back to school. And Phil, I just want you to know, like, you did a great job. You did, the topic was good. The way you were able to speak about it, the flow of the conversation went really well. You made great eye contact, had good hand gestures. However, there were times where you just pretty much stood here. So just walking around a little bit, being a little more with the crowd and with the room. That's one thing you can put in. Also, there were moments where you did hold your hand like this a lot. You had really good hand gestures, but there were times where you had your hand like this for a long period of time. So just looking at, maybe doing something else or being more conscious of that. So you can do something different. Overall, love the storyline. The way you connected to the audience, it was just like I was there with you. Like, I felt like it was so vivid. Like, you took me there in school, eating and having fun. And even at the end of it, the point you made, inviting everyone to take an action, that was really good as well. So overall, I think your speech was great. I see you planned, you prepared, you had good posture, gestures, body movement, eye contact, facial expressions. The speech purpose, it makes a difference when we speak. Like, it makes a difference, going back to school, being able to confront fear. You didn't want to do it at first, but then trying it out and really loving the experience of it, such that you didn't even want it to end. So that was really great, inviting all of us to take on something new and, put that into, our life. That's pretty much what I see for your feedback. Overall, it was a great job. Just put in the moving around. Maybe if you wanted to add some visuals, you can. It's not recommended, but if that's something you wanted to do. And also, let's find some other things to do with our hand. Okay, so great job, Phil.
Thank you, Alicia. It's a nice positive feedback, and it will be very helpful for the speakers to go ahead and now help me to welcome Saikat, and he will be evaluating the case check.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and especially Nikesh. There you go. All right. So, this topic I felt is just for me. Okay. I grew up as a single child, and I had all the tensions under the sky, and now I have two. And they are always fighting and doing stuff, and I was thinking that, wow, this topic is just for me. And I was taking notes of all the ideas that you were giving, that okay, or all the situations that you were handling. So we are going together, bro. So good, like that. This topic, this particular speech is about leadership. That's what, as much we gathered, looking at the subject line and everything. So, as a speaker, if you think about leadership, you have to include everybody. Okay, so how many of you actually have more than one children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like not even 20%. So now, the next part is, you could have get more people. How many of you actually grew up with siblings? Okay, more people, right? So you could have included other people. And how many of you have no kids? So somebody like Jay, I don't know of any kids. So how to include it? I'm just kidding. So as a leader, as a leader, as a speaker, you could have included people just like asking questions. That could have been a nice thing. But other than that, that is one of the thing I thought about, and also about the name. You said that it is not a competition. However, you ended with asking a question. Is it a competition? So you could have started the name that way and organized your speech accordingly. So these are the couple of things I thought you could have done better. At the same time, when you started here, and you were doing well, but you were looking at your notes. At the same time, and then you quickly decided to come behind the podium, and you put that and started reading from there whenever necessary. So that tells me that you are very comfortable out here, and you could make decision standing here. That's a big positive. And you always have a smile. Okay, and you enjoy yourself and you enjoy your speech. So you have great potential to be a humorous speaker as well, along with all the leadership and everything. And if you could add a little more humor to your speech, you will be rocking. So great speech, looking forward to your next speeches. Back to Mr. Shiva.
It's a great feedback, Sankar. It's really valuable. Every point you started with great appreciation, and you just pointed out all the feedbacks. I just wanted to add one more point, which you might have been already noted down. Nikesh, well, like whenever you are trying to use the AV, when you put something, everyone will be trying to look for something. But if you are not using it for a very long time, they may get distracted. Oh, what is this? So there are two ways I handle. I will say, oh, now it's a blank screen, keep your minds blank. At the end, I am going to show you a video or something. Just point it so that everyone will ignore the projector totally and everyone will concentrate on me. That's what one of the style that I will use. Thank you, Sankar, for all the valuable. Thank you. Now I will go to the next one. Help me to invite Swati. She will be evaluating Prashant. Prashant Kumar is in the CCA, comfortable with visual aids. Thank you.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and Prashant, it was a delight listening to your speech on the tricks of the brain and the tricks of the flicker and tricks of your fellow Toastmasters. What I thought you did really well in your speech was the visual aids. Though it was a visual aid presentation, the visuals were designed pretty well. It was simple, easy to follow. And you made it visually appealing by choosing colorful animated pictures that reflected your message. Other than that, I also felt that you had gestures. Besides you had the flicker in your hand, but you also, besides using the visuals comfortably, despite the technical glitches, you had some good hand movements that made the speech more conversational. And one more thing I liked about your speech is the topic selection. It facilitated the use of visuals quite well. You had a good range of subtopics such as the copycat attitude, the confirmation bias, everyday bias, and you personalized it with your own examples from the stock market, which tricked your brain, and also besides that, it simplified the concepts you had in the speech. In terms of recommendations, I have a couple for you. One is the way you positioned yourself on stage. What I have learned, especially for PowerPoint presentations, is you have the laptop on the left, and you stand here, and then hold the flicker, and then when you have the laptop facing you, so you know, okay, you don't have to look at the projector and then look away from the audience. So when you have it here and have the flicker, it's very easy for you to change, and plus the presentation becomes more smooth on you as well as the audience. And one more thing is, we all know technology is great when it works, but when it fails, you know what happens. So what you could do is, in such situations, add some humor, and since yours was tricks of the brain, you could just say, okay, forget it. I think it is a trick of my brain. I think I'm doing really well. And then just go ahead. Besides technology, I think words are still powerful. So you could just say, wrap up your speech by saying, the next time this happens to you, think it's the trick of the brain. And you pull it back by saying everything is working fine. And then also give some real life tips so that we all know how to trick our own brains. in essence, I think you had a very good speech in terms of visual aids, topic selection, gestures. If you could work more on the positioning and then handling the technology glitches with words, I think you have a more inviting speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. It's a nice positive feedback, Swati. And see, most of the feedbacks is not only for the speaker, and this is valuable to everyone. So today, like she has explained how AV can be used. That's what so far we have noticed. That's one great point, Swati. Next, help me welcoming Narendra Shravan. He will be evaluating Vivek Raman.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, all Toastmasters and respected guests and Vivek. So I always enjoyed your speech, and today also it was a fantastic speech. And let me start with the topic selection. I would say it is really a very relevant, very appropriate topic for everyone, very relevant to this world now, because everyone having a lot of health issues and struggling with the weight loss. So I would say the topic selection is really good and it's very appropriate. And about because one of the objective is the research on the topic. We have gone through all your slides and it is showing a lot of hard work or a lot of research we have put in this speech. So that's very well done job there. About the speech organization, it was very well organized. As you start with the basics of the both writing plans, and then you went through like comparing and contrasting which one is better for different kind of people, or you also suggested so which is good for like if you have a different goal, like if you want more carb or if you need more energy, or if you're diabetic. So you had a lot of compare and contrast, and you did a lot of research on this. It's showing that you have good knowledge of the topic, and that's really audience care, that if you are interested and you're showing that I'm very passionate about it, so people are very interested in listening and learning from the speaker. And the next is like the delivery of the presentation. I know you're a very accomplished speaker, very good speaker. I don't see any issue with your body language or vocal varieties. Maybe no issue with the grammar. So you are very calm. Even though you had some technical issue, you could use the space here, but you handled it pretty well. Staying there, you had some technical issue with the computer. Now about the improvement, and especially about this kind of project when you have a lot of research on the objective is to research your topic. So in this kind of projects, you were using only slideshow, right? And some knowledge area from internet, from Google, right? You could have made it more effective if you added some personal stories or anecdote or statistics, or say some article from a renowned doctor or some, that kind of information. If you could add it, you could have made it more effective. So in this kind of project, these things are very helpful. So these are the only improvement. Overall, the conclusion is, yeah, we enjoyed it. Great topic, well organized, and we really enjoyed it. And thank you. This is one thing yeah,
I think you are taking a
very, very
good job.
good.
No, I think it's you are right. Thank you, Narendra. Actually, it was very excellent feedback, and it will be, they took a note of it. Just to add that, whenever we are doing some research topic and trying to give a lot of information about a specific, I don't know whether it's a trademark, I don't know if Eli or Keto or a trademark or not. If it is, then we have to give a reference in the slides, that will be helpful, like whoever is interested. If the data is collected from somewhere, just to put a thanks somewhere or saying that reference is on this place, that's very important, especially this kind of, because this club and it's a fully recorded sessions. Thank you. Thank you with that. See, overall, all our evaluators, they were very positive and they gave very appropriate comments. And that proves naturally that they are all very experienced evaluators. So it's great to have such an excellent evaluator. And I hope every speaker will thank them and we will be effectively using their evaluation. With that, I think I am supposed to go for a voting session. Before going to voting session, I will request a timer whether all the evaluators are within a time.
Yeah, they are all within the time. Everybody was qualified.
Oh, okay, thank you. And now please, I take 30 seconds to voting, right? We are
Yeah,
going
just vote for the best
Just to vote for
evaluator.
the best evaluator. Your names are here in your agenda. If you need, I can read it one more time. Starting with number 1 speaker, Rahul Ramakrishnan is the number 1 evaluator. Number 2 is Elisha Khan. Number 3 is Saikat. Number 4 is Swati. Number 5 is Narendra. You can choose any order. Just write the name. It will be more helpful for the vote counter. Yeah. Yeah, in the meantime, I think we have